Good morning, students. Welcome back to the class. So we have done with exercise 4.2. In that we have done with exercise problems, and we are about to start with the worked examples today. So as you notice, in the exercise we have involved all the properties what we have studied under determinants. Okay. So let it be property 1, property 2, or up to property. Let us now just think about it. Property 1 we have not yet used in any of the sum. Okay. But the other properties, especially property number 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, these properties we have used many number of times. Okay. So today we will first let us try to finish off that worked examples based on these properties of determinant. Properties of determinant application is not difficult. The only thing is you should get used to it. Okay. Now by looking at the problem you should be able to identify is 1 1 1 present, first step. That is the first type of problem. If not, can I make it a common element, take it outside, and can I get 1 1 1? That's the second thing you have to think. If these two are not possible, then the direct expansion is always there. Correct, right? Okay. Now today let us start with exercise 4.2 worked examples. Under that, first one, use property number 1 for the determinant delta equal to 2, minus 3, 5, 6, 0, 4, then 1, 5, minus 7. Okay, verify property number 1. What is property number 1? If in a determinant, if you are interchanging all the rows and columns, then the value still remains same. This has to be verified. Correct? Now, this is delta. Let me expand directly with respect to first row. So it's going to be 2. So as usual, we will leave the column and row, and we will expand the remaining 4. So 0. So 0 multiplied by minus 7, 0, minus 4 multiplied by 5 will be 20. The next element, minus into minus, will be plus 3. Open the bracket, leave the second column and first row, and expand the remaining 4 elements. So 6 multiplied by minus 7, so that's going to be minus 42, minus 4 multiplied by 1 will be 4, plus the last element 5. 6 multiplied by 5, 30, minus 0. 0 multiplied by 1 will be 0. Let us expand and get the value of this. So on simplifying this, minus 40 plus 3 multiplied by, so this is going to be minus 46 plus 150. That's okay. So let us simplify it further. Minus 40 minus 3 multiplied by 46. So if it's 45, so how much it's going to be? So 46 multiplied by 3, that's going to be 18, 1, and so that's going to be 12, 1, 138. So 138, fine, plus 150. That's fine. Okay. So let us simplify it further now. So is there anything wrong? Fine. I don't think so. So on adding these two, what's the sum is going to be? On adding these two, the sum will be minus 178. Correct now? Minus 178 plus 150. The answer will be minus 28. Correct? Okay. Now let us now according to property number 1, I should interchange all the rows and columns. So whatever is given here, okay, all the rows and columns should be interchanged. So let me construct a new determinant delta 1. So 2, 6, 1, minus 3, 0, 5, okay, and 5, 4, minus 7. I have interchanged all the rows and columns here. Let me expand this. So with respect to first row, no problem at all. Okay, you can expand with first column also. The answer is still going to be same. 2 multiplied by 0 minus 40, minus 6 multiplied by 21 minus 25, plus 1 multiplied by minus 12 minus 0. So this is going to be minus 80. So how much this will be? Minus 4, and that's going to be plus 24 minus 12. Got it? So if I just add up these two, so that's going to be how much? So that's going to be minus, one second, just let me just check the sign. That's minus 20. Sorry for this. So 0 minus 20. So that's going to be minus 40. Okay, fine. So on adding these two, what the sum will be? The sum will be minus 52 plus 24. Correct, right? So what is minus 52 plus 24 is going to be? Of course, the sum will be minus 20. So you do it direct expansion also minus 28, and after interchanging all the rows and columns, the value still remains to be minus 28. So that's verification of property number 1. The value of the determinant remains same if you are interchanging all the rows and columns of a given determinant. That's about problem number 1. Let's go for problem number 2. Problem number 2 also the determinant is still the same. 2, minus 3, 5, 6, 0, 4, 1, 5, minus 7. I should verify property number 2. What is the statement of property number 2? The value of the determinant changes by a sign if 2 rows or 2 columns are interchanged. Correct, right? So first let me expand. I already know the value of this one is minus 28 because I have done it in the previous problem, right? So let me construct a new determinant delta 1 by interchanging the first and the second row. So 6, 0, 4, 2, minus 3, 5, 1, 5, minus 7. Just notice the first and the second row are interchanged. Let me expand. So 6 multiplied by, so it's going to be 21 minus 25. Second element is 0, so I'm not going to expand it. Plus the last element is 4. 2 multiplied by 5, that will be 10 minus 3 multiplied by 1. Minus 3, you already have a minus sign, so it's going to be plus. So 6 multiplied by minus 4 plus 4 multiplied by 30. So how much this is going to be? So this value will be minus 24 plus 13, 4, 52 it's going to be, correct now? So what's the answer will be now? 28. Originally what's the value? Originally the value is minus 28. When I interchange the first and the second row, the value is plus 28. So when you interchange 2 rows or 2 columns, the value changes by a sign. That is the statement of property number 2. Clear? So let me start with the next one. So problem number 3. Problem number 3 is evaluate delta equal to 3, 2, 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3. See, first I will go for direct expansion. Then I will tell you the property number 3. Okay, right. Let me go with the direct expansion. So I am going to go with first row. So 3 multiplied by 6 minus 6 minus 2 multiplied by 6 minus 9. It's going to be 6 minus 9 plus 3 multiplied by 4 minus 6. So anyway, the first element is 3 multiplied by 0 minus 2 multiplied by minus 3, right, plus 3 multiplied by minus 2. So this will be 0 anyway, and this is going to be plus 6. The last element will be minus 6, hence the value will be 0. This is to direct expansion. But just observe, my second row and the third row, okay, I can do something. What I can do here, I will remove 2 from the second column and I will remove 3 from the third column. So what's the remaining? 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. 2 columns identical, the value of the determinant is 0. So that is 6 multiplied by 0, or it's going to be 0. Okay, let's move to the next one. These are worked examples, simple ones. It will not take much time. Problem number 4. Evaluate determinant 102, next 18, and the next 36. 1, 3, 4, 17, 3, 6. You have to evaluate. See, evaluate means on direct expansion also I can get the answer. Okay, but if I just use some of the properties whatever been done, the problem can be done without expansion also. We can get the answer. Look at the first row elements. 102 can be written as 17 multiplied by 6. You can just check that. Okay, 102 can be written as 17 102. Correct now? Okay, fine, that's fine. Okay, so the next is 18. That's also going to be 3 multiplied by 6. 36, 6 multiplied by 6. 1, 3, 4, 17, 3, 6. Correct? Now what is common from the first row? 6. Keep it outside the determinant by using property number 4. So 17, 3, 6. 1, 3, 4. 1, 3, 17, 3, 6. Right. Now what do you notice actually in the first row and the last row? What do you notice? First row is also 17, 3, 6. The last row is also 17, 3, 6. Hence the value of the determinant will be 0. Correct? No. 2 columns identical. The value of the determinant will be 0. So that means 6 multiplied by 0, or the answer will be 0. See, we didn't even expand it. That's the advantage of properties actually. You have to observe the elements carefully, that's it. Okay? Okay, fourth one also done. Then fifth one, it's a show that. So I'm going to start with the LHS of the given problem there. So A, B, C, A plus 2x, then B plus 2y, C plus 2z, the last element x, y, z. We have to show the value of this determinant will be equal to 0. Correct? Okay. Now how to show the value of the determinant will be equal to 0? Quite simple. In how many properties we have the value of the determinant is 0? Now that should be either property number 2 columns 2 rows should be identical. One is okay. The other one 1 row 1 column, all the elements should be 0. Any of the two properties we have to reduce. Correct? Okay. Now just look at my first row. I'm going to change my first row. R1 will be changed to R1 plus 2 times R3. Let's see what happens. R1 plus 2 times R3, so that becomes A plus 2x. R1 plus 2 times R3, that becomes B plus 2y. R1 plus 2 times R3, so that becomes C plus 2z. No change here. A plus 2x, B plus 2y, C plus 2z. And the next x, y, z. Just observe my second row and the first row are identical, hence the value of the determinant will be 0. Okay, let's move to the next. So the next one is problem number 6. So again, problem number 6 is a show that I will start with the LHS. So the LHS is problem number 6, A, 2A, 3A, then A plus B, 3A plus 2B, 6A plus 3B. Right. And the next one, A plus B plus C. The next, 4A plus 3B plus 2C, and 10A plus 6B plus 3C. As you see, we required A cube. That's why the required answer. Correct. So directly it will take hell lot of time. So let's apply some properties to get the answer. No? Okay. Now, what my first intention? I should make some element 0 before I going for the expansion. Okay. So I will concentrate on making these two elements as 0. So this is an element of R2 and this is an element of R3. So R2 can be written as R2 minus 2 times R1. What happens? Just observe. R2 minus 2 times A. 2A minus 2A will become 0. Okay. This will be applied for all the elements of R2. Similarly, R3 will be R3 minus 3 times R1. Let us try these two. So first row, no change. Fine. So 2A minus A will be 0. If you are not comfortable, just write side by and practice now. See here. 3A plus 2B minus 2 times this. So that will be minus 2A minus 2B. Correct. This get cancels. So 3A minus 2A. So that's going to be A. Clear. Similarly, if I go for this, 4A plus 3B plus 2C minus. Each element is multiplied by minus 2. So minus 2A minus 2B minus 2C. These two get cancels. 4A minus 2A will be 2A. 3B minus B, that's going to be plus B. Similarly for R3 I am going to write down 3A minus 3A will be 0. Now 6A minus 3A, that's going to be 6A minus 3A will be 3A. 3B minus 3B will be 0. So let's not worry about that. 10A minus 3A, so that's going to be 7A. 6B minus 3B plus 3B. 3C minus 3C will be 0. Clear? Right. If I want, I can go for the expansion because I already made two elements as 0. If not, I can just do one more operation. Let me concentrate on making this element as 0. That's an element of R3. An operation for R3 will be written as R3 minus 3 times R2. Let's try this operation. So first row, no change. A plus B, A plus B plus C. 0 minus C. We have to do this now. So R3, sorry, no change in R2, 0, A, and then it's going to be 2A plus B. 0 minus 3 times 0, still 0 only. 3A minus 3A will be 0. So 7A plus 3b minus, look here, this has to be multiplied by minus 3. So minus 3a minus 3b, this get eliminated, right? So what's the remaining? 7a minus 3a will be 4a. There is some mistake somewhere. Okay, this should not be a 3a. So 3a minus 6a minus 3a. 1 second. Three and 2, right? Because it has to be, last element has to be, what's the right hand side? Is a cube, right? Okay, fine, no problem. I'll just check and tell you. Just look at that. One side of the principal diagonal, all the elements are 0, hence the value should be product of the principal diagonal. So I think somewhere I have done it. One second, I'm also fine. 1 second. This has to be multiplied by 3 now. So this becomes minus 6. Yeah, now that's fine. So just check out, the value is nothing but the product of the principal diagonal, hence the value will be equal to a cube. So that's why. So even though if I'm going wrong, I will be able to identify something is wrong actually, because my required answer is a cube, I'm not getting. So I could have go back and check here. So always do some simplification on the right side. Clear? Okay, so let's move on to problem number 7. So problem number 7, without expanding, prove that is for 7, without expanding, prove that delta equal to x plus y, y plus z, z plus x, and this is z, x, y, 1, 1, 1, show that the value will be 0. So simple. You have to just observe these two elements. What the sum of these two will gives you? X plus y plus z. An operation for R1 can be written as R1 plus R2, right? So I'm adding horizontally, so it should be operation row wise. Okay, so my first row, x plus y plus z, I'm adding these two. Add up these two, x plus y plus z. Again add up these two, x plus y plus z. Correct. So this is z, x, y, 1, 1, 1. So take out x, y, z common from the first row by using property number 4. X plus y plus z, 1, 1, 1, z, x, y, 1, 1, 1. So the value will be x plus y plus z. This element you write down as it is. But what is the value of this determinant? Since my first row, third row are identical, the value of the determinant will be 0. Hence the value will be equal to 0. Hope that's fine, students. You are finding these problems to be quite simple because they are worked examples. They will be easy only. Just to understand the concept, they will give you evaluate delta equal to 1, 1, 1, ABC, BC, CA, AB. So I'm not taking risk by leaving any of the problems of NCERT until unless it's not necessary. Okay, I will do almost all the problems. So somewhere I feel it's not required, not been given so far. It's something which we need not to study. Okay, so somewhere I will eliminate very few problems rarely. Let's come back to this. Evaluate, nothing is mentioned. Okay, evaluate and get the answer. That's it. Now, as you notice, 1, 1, 1. These are the leading elements of R1, R2, R3. So I will make these two elements as 0. So an operation for R2, R2 will be R2 minus R1, and R3 will be R3 minus R2. Okay? With R1 also you can go, not an issue every time. I have told you plenty of times not to worry. So 1 minus 1, 0. B minus A. And between this, C is common, so A minus B. Fine. And the next one, 1 minus 1, 0. C minus B. And if I subtracting this, A is common, so B minus C. So once you made two ones as 0, the next step is to take common element. Here it is A minus B and here it is B minus A. But if I am taking the A minus B outside, in place of this, it should be minus 1 because B minus A can be written as minus of A minus B. So in place of this, I should write minus 1. Similarly here, minus 1. So what is common now? A minus B, common from second row. B minus C, common from the third row. So 1, A, B, C. 0, minus 1, C. 0, minus 1, A. The rest is to expand this. So what we got here, A minus B multiplied by B minus C, the expansion should be done only for this element, because if I am going for these two, the expansions will become 0. So let's expand only for the first element. So it's going to be 1 multiplied by minus a left diagonal minus the right diagonal. When I multiply these two minus c, I already have minus sign, so plus c. The last element has to be arranged, that's it, can be written as c minus a. So this will be a minus b multiplied by b minus c multiplied by c minus a. That's how we have to evaluate the problem. So these are simple ones, just to understand the concept they will give you. So we have done with that also. Problem number 8 is also over. So let's go for 9th one. Any number of times a problem is given on this. So let us see this. So let's go for it. Problem number 9. Prove that b plus c, a, b, c plus a, b, c, a plus b. Show that the value will be 4abc. Many number of times this problem is given. Simple one. Okay, let me tell you. Actually, this problem can be done by direct expansion because it's a simple one. I will suggest you, if you don't remember any properties, please won't expand, direct expansion. This is one. Otherwise, see, the thing is 1, 1, 1 is not present. If I add up this way, I cannot get a common. If I add up this way also, I cannot get common. So it's not possible to get a common element, keep it outside and then get 1, 1, 1. Both the methods are ruled out. So in such case, okay, the problem can be done by expanding directly. Otherwise, try to make any of these three. I said any of these three. One element out of these three as 0 and then expand. Things will become easy. Just observe this one. This is b plus c. That's an element of R1. So what I will do here, I will write something. Just observe. R1 minus R2 minus R3. B plus c minus b minus c. What's the value will be? 0. Otherwise you can go for this also. That's an element of R2. R2 will be written as R2 minus R1 minus R3. 0. Otherwise R3 as R3 minus R2 minus R1. Hence the value will be 0. Any of the methods. So the concentration should be making one element of the diagonal as 0 and then expanding. Things will become easier. That's it. Let me expand this for R1. So if I do this, this will become 0. So a minus a get cancels. So the remaining will be minus 2c. A minus a get cancels. So the remaining will be minus 2b. Apply the operation for these three elements of R1. Correct, right? B, c plus a, b, no change. C, a plus b, no change. Now I will go for the expansion. First element 0, nothing to expand, leave that. So plus minus plus. So minus into minus will be plus 2c multiplied by. Now the product of these two, ba plus b square, correct? ba plus b square minus the product of these two will be minus bc. Now let's go for the last element, minus 2b multiplied by bc multiplied by c should be multiplied for this. So it will become what? C multiplied by c plus a. So let's go and expand everything now. So if I multiply the first two, 2abc plus 2b square c minus, if I multiply these two, 2bc square minus 2b will be multiplied minus 2b square c minus into minus will be plus 2bc multiplied by c plus c. Correct. So let's expand further and you notice these two elements already get cancels. So 2abc minus 2bc square multiply these two plus 2bc square plus 2abc. These two elements get cancels. 2abc plus 2abc. If you don't remember the explanation what I have given at all, I told you, you can just do it direct expansion, still you will get the answer. See, it's in terms of factors. Okay, it's not like a minus b, b minus c, a minus c, something like this. So I will suggest you to go for a direct expansion and get the answer. The next two problems are also important, like this one. So let me expand problem number 10. So the value has to be shown. The value of the determinant is already 0, then show that 1 plus xyz equal to 0. It's not that LHS actually. The full problem has to be considered. So it's problem number 10. So x square 1 plus x cube, then y square 1 plus y cube, z z square 1 plus z cube. This value is already 0, then show that 1 plus xyz is 0. Condition is x is not equal to y, not equal to z. X, y, z, just look at the statement being given in the problem. X, y, z are different. That means x is not equal to y, not equal to z. That is the meaning. For this, I will apply my property number 5. Okay, what is that statement? If in a determinant, any one column or any one row is made up of sum of 2, you can split and write this as sum of 2 determinants of same order by using property number 5. So what I can do here, x square 1, next y square 1, z square 1, correct now? Right. And what is the second determinant? Plus x square x cube, y square y cube, z square z cube. Remember, we'll take this value of 0 later on. Okay. Now, this is by using property number 5. If in a determinant, any one row, maybe 5 or 4, I'm not sure exactly. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 4 should be now. It's okay. Fine. Better if I write down the correct property number. It's property number 5 only. That's correct. Okay. Fine. Okay. So by property number 5, I have split this into 2 determinants. Okay. Now in the first one, I want to make some changes. So first, let me just take out. I will interchange these two first. Okay. Then I'm going to get a minus sign. Okay. So it's going to be what? X, y, z. 1, 1, 1. X square, y square, z square. You will see why this interchange later on. Common from here, x. Common from here, y, and common from here, z. After taking common, 1 x square, 1 y square, 1 z square. Correct? Fine. Okay. Now what I will do, I will interchange these two once again. I already have a minus sign by using property number 2. When I interchange 2 columns or 2 rows, there will be a minus sign. Correct? Now if I interchange once again, there is one more minus sign. So what happens to that now? So minus multiplied by minus, correct? So here it's going to be 1, 1, 1, x, y, z. Then x square, y square, z square. Then plus x, y, z. Correct now? What is the remaining? 1 x square, 1 y square, 1 z square. Now minus into minus will be plus. What is common in these two? The determinant itself is common. So I can take out the determinant outside. So it's going to be 1, 1, 1. X, y, z, x square, y square, z square. So if I take this outside, in place of that 1 will be there. And from the second, if the determinant is removed, in place of that, correct, we have reached almost the end of it. Okay. Now we have to come to the conclusion. Remember, the value of this has already been given as 0. It is something like, this is my first number, this is my second number. See, AB will be equal to 0. This suggests either A equal to 0 or the value of B should be equal to 0. This property I am going to use now. So 1, 1, 1, x, y, z, x square, y square, z square. This should be 0. Otherwise 1 plus x, y, z. Otherwise this should be equal to 0. But in the beginning they have given a statement. See, when can the value can be equal to 0? If I suppose put x equal to 1, y equal to 1, z equal to 1. 2 columns will be identical, the value will become 0. But remember, they have given in the beginning x not equal to y, not equal to z. All the 3 are not equal. That means this is not at all possible. Okay, by using the fact that these 3 elements are not equal, unless they are equal, the value cannot be equal to 0. So this is ruled out for me. The only option left is 1 plus x, y, z should be equal to 0. So that's how it should be done, students. So this has also been given a few times, so it's better to remember. Fine, let's move to the next. That's problem number. So let's go for the next problem number 11. So it is 1 plus a, 1, 1, 1, 1 plus b, 1, 1, 1, 1 plus c. Something they have given on the right side. Let's come to that later on. So let me start with the right side, LHS directly. Now to get the answer, this also I will suggest you, direct expansion will also gives you the answer one thing. Otherwise, few elements, at least if I make it 0 and then expand, the things will become easier. That's it, right? Let me concentrate on few of the elements. I'm not sure. Okay, at least I will try some operation. So R2 will be written as R2 minus R1. R3 will be written as R3 minus R2. Few operations at least. Few elements 0. Clear? So 1 plus A, 1, no change. If I subtract these two, I'm going to get minus A. Subtract these two, B. Subtract these two, 0. 1 minus 1, 0. Subtract these two, minus B. And subtract these two, so it's going to be C. At least I made two elements as 0. Things will become easy for me. Now I will go for the expansion. So it's going to be 1 plus A multiplied by BC minus 0 minus 1 multiplied by minus AC minus 0 plus 1 multiplied by AB minus 0. So let me simplify it further. So this is going to be BC plus ABC and this will be plus AC. The last element is plus AB. So in an order, if I place ABC plus BC, I can just place it anything. It doesn't matter here. BC, CA, AB. This is what left for me. This is one of the answer of the right side. I got this. There is one more answer which is required for us. To do that, simple thing, just take out ABC common. So in place of this 1, BC is there, but I am taking ABC outside. So 1 by A. CA is there, but ABC is taken outside. 1 by B, and the last element will be 1 by C. Hence the answer is ABC multiplied by 1 plus 1 by A plus 1 by B plus 1 by C. Yes, students, on properties of determinants, I have already done 2 sessions. First session was just properties and few problems from the exercise to understand the properties. Then yesterday's class, if you notice, it was purely based on properties. Okay, and whatever the problems have done it and based on properties of determinant. Okay, any one problem will be given for 4 marks either in 49B or 50B. Problem number 40 or problem number 50. So surely whatever I have done it in yesterday's class, those problems are very important. Any one problem surely will be given in the examination. Surely means 100%. 100% one of the problem will be given in the examination either in 49B or 50B. So please study.